It was a bright Monday morning at Iron Fist MMA gym in downtown Los Angeles. The sound of punching bags echoed through the hall, gloves thudding rhythmically, and laughter filled the air after an intense sparring session. Among the group stood Jake Turner, a confident, 28-year-old black belt who loved being the center of attention. His friends admired his strength but rolled their eyes at how he never missed a chance to show off. As the class ended, a familiar figure entered through the side door. Maria Alvarez, the quiet cleaning lady who came in every day after hours. She was in her late 40s, her dark hair streaked with gray, tied neatly into a low bun. Wearing her faded blue janitor uniform and old sneakers, she pushed her mop bucket toward the mats, ready to clean the sweat and chalk left behind. She moved with calm precision, almost like she'd done this 1,000 times and because she had. Jake noticed her and smirked. "Hey, Maria," he called out, his voice loud enough for everyone to hear. "You've been watching us all week. Want to spar around? I'll go easy on you." His friends burst into laughter. Even the coach, Tom Reynolds, chuckled under his breath. Maria looked up, her kind eyes meeting Jake's with an unreadable calm. "Only if you promise not to cry," she said softly. The gym exploded in laughter. Jake raised an eyebrow. "Oh, we've got a comedian now," he said, still grinning. But something about the way Maria said it, steady, controlled, confident, made the room fall strangely quiet. Coach Tom leaned against the wall, amused but curious. "You serious, Maria?" he asked. Maria nodded slowly and set her mop aside. "I'm serious," she replied. Her tone wasn't defensive or playful. It was simply factual. The kind of tone used by someone who didn't bluff. Jake shrugged, glancing at his friends for approval. "All right then," he said, cracking his knuckles. "Let's make this quick." Maria untied her cleaning apron, folded it neatly, and walked barefoot onto the mat. There was no hesitation in her steps, just quiet confidence. She didn't stretch, didn't warm up. She simply bowed politely toward Jake, who responded half-jokingly. The gym grew still. Even the sound of the ceiling fan seemed louder. "Let's keep it light," Coach Tom warned, holding his stopwatch. "First tap wins." Jake smirked. "Oh, it'll be over before you blink." Maria tilted her head, her eyes steady. "We'll see," she said. And in that moment, every person in the gym, from the rookie fighters to the seasoned coach, felt something strange. The atmosphere had shifted. The cleaning lady wasn't just a cleaning lady anymore. She carried an energy, a discipline, a poise that didn't fit her job. Coach Tom pressed the timer button. "Ready, fight!" Jake lunged forward fast and confident. Maria didn't move. She just watched, calm, focused, as if she had seen this exact moment before. Coach Tom's voice carried across the gym. "Fight!" Jake lunged first, quick and confident, eager to make his friends laugh. He tossed a light jab, just enough to look playful. Maria didn't move. Her eyes followed him calmly, her posture relaxed, balanced, perfectly centered. Jake grinned. "You gonna stand there all day, Grandma?" he teased. Laughter rippled through the gym. But Maria's breathing stayed slow, her gaze sharp. Then she shifted her stance barely a step. Jake came in for a quick grab. And in that instant she moved, fast, fluid, precise. She slipped under his arm, swept his leg, and twisted her hips. A sharp thud echoed as Jake hit the mat. For a full second, nobody spoke. Jake blinked at the ceiling, stunned. Maria stepped back, offered a hand. "You okay?" He waved her off, forcing a grin. Lucky shot, but his confidence cracked. Coach Tom's eyes narrowed. That wasn't luck. The timing, the leverage, it was textbook. Jake stood, embarrassed. "One more," he said. He circled again, faster, throwing a flurry of punches and a low kick. Maria moved like water, slipping past each strike, never wasting energy. When Jake lunged for a takedown, she caught his wrist, pivoted, and in one seamless motion brought him down. In seconds, his arm was locked. "Tap," she said softly. He tried to twist free, but pain shot through his shoulder. He tapped the mat twice. Okay." Maria released him at once and stood quietly while Jake sat up, rubbing his arm, face flushed with disbelief. The gym was silent except for the hum of the ceiling fan. Coach Tom finally spoke. "That was a perfect armbar," he said, astonished. "Where did you learn that?" Maria's lips curved in a faint smile. "Brazil," she said. "I was on the national judo team a long time ago." Every mouth in the room fell open. Jake stared at her. The cleaning lady, his joke opponent, was a former champion. The weight of that realization pressed on everyone. The same woman they'd walked past for years without notice had just dismantled a black belt in seconds. Maria looked around the room, calm as ever. Respect, she said gently, isn't about who cleans the floor or who wears the belt. It's about how you treat people before you know their story. Coach Tom nodded slowly. Well said. Jake climbed to his feet and bowed, humbled. I'm sorry, he muttered. Guess I needed that lesson. Maria smiled. We all do sometimes. The fighters stood silent, watching as she picked up her mop again, the soft sound of water in the bucket breaking the stillness. Nobody laughed now. Every man in that gym had learned something. Jake never forgot. Never underestimate anyone. The gym stayed silent long after the match ended. Even the usual music had stopped. Jake sat on the mat, breathing hard, sweat dripping down his temple. Maria quietly wrung out her mop, the same way she did every evening, as if nothing extraordinary had happened, but everyone knew something had changed. Coach Tom finally broke the silence. Maria, he said softly, that was beautiful technique. She smiled, almost shyly. Old habits, she replied. I used to teach young athletes back home. Cleaning floors keeps me close to the mats. Jake stood, rubbing his sore arm. His earlier arrogance was gone, replaced by genuine respect. I was wrong to make fun of you, he said. You didn't deserve that. Maria met his eyes and shook her head. It's all right, she said kindly. What matters is that you learned something. Fighting isn't about showing power. It's about showing control. Her words sank deep. The younger trainees exchanged quiet glances, their laughter replaced with awe. For the first time, they saw the cleaning lady not as background noise, but as a person who had walked her own path of discipline, humility, and strength. Coach Tom stepped forward. Maria, if you ever want to teach again, this gym would be lucky to have you. She chuckled softly. Maybe one day. For now, I'm happy helping you all keep it clean. Jake grinned sheepishly. Then at least let me help you. Mop. The room filled with light. Laughter, warm this time, not mocking. Maria handed him the mop and said, Careful, it's heavier than it looks. Someone filmed that small, genuine moment and posted it online. Within days, the clip spread across social media with millions of views. The caption read, Respect everyone, you never know who they really are. Comment sections flooded with messages. This woman is a legend. That black belt's humility was the real win. True martial arts spirit. Back at the gym, the story became a new tradition. A sign went up above the front door, simple but powerful. Respect everyone who walks through this door. Every newcomer read it before stepping onto the mat. And sometimes when Maria walked in with her mop and bucket, the fighters paused their drills to greet her with a bow. Jake often trained beside her during closing hours. She taught him balance, patience, and silence, the kind that makes a fighter dangerous not because he's loud, but because he's calm. One evening, Jake asked, Do you ever miss competing? Maria looked around the gym, smiling at the young fighters she'd inspired. No, she said. I think I'm still competing, just in a different way. As the lights dimmed and the gym emptied, Maria continued her quiet work, the steady rhythm of her mop echoing across the mats. To anyone watching, she was just a cleaning lady again. But to those who had seen that day's match, she was something more. A reminder that greatness wears many uniforms.